Hello everyone, thank you very much for clicking and for watching the video. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This is the free game collection. Hope you enjoy it. If you're a return subscriber, welcome back. Hope you've been looking after yourself. Hope you're okay. I've got something a little different this week. Still the free game collection, but I want to talk to you about something a little bit different to what we usually do. So I haven't gone out and I haven't gone searching for any games this week. Haven't had the opportunity to do it, but it gave me the opportunity to sort of catch up and show you something which I've been doing for the last sort of 2 months now, really, and something I wanted to touch on and discuss with you. And we've spent a bit of voucher this episode, so that voucher total's finally going to go down, which I know some of you are waiting to see what I do with it. So basically, about a couple months ago now, I was looking through my bills and I noticed that I had some payments going out for Microsoft, and I looked at them and I thought $12.99. I thought, what's that? And it suddenly dawned on me that was my Xbox Game Pass. And then I thought, well, what have I actually played on Game Pass in the last year? Football Manager 2024 is the only real game I've really sat down and played through the Game Pass. And then honestly, I could only see like 4 or 5 of the games that I dabbled with in the space of a year. Now, a year's worth of Game Pass at $12.99 a month for something you're not really using, especially just for Football Manager 2024, is a lot of money. And I sort of got thinking that I don't play the Game Pass too much at the minute because I'm trying to play some of the older games that I'm picking up through the free game collection, but also there was never anything on there that I really wanted to play. Nothing really took my attention to it, so I never sort of prioritised the Game Pass over some of the other games that I was picking up. So I cancelled the Game Pass. Yes, I now have an Xbox One without the Ultimate Game Pass. And I also don't have many Xbox One games. As you can see behind me, most of these I've already played to completion. So I suddenly realised I've got an Xbox One, the Game Pass I don't really want to play for because I'm not using, and an Xbox One with no real games to play. So I thought, well, I haven't got any games to play for it because everyone keeps saying on social media, on YouTube, whatever it is, that the Xbox is just a Game Pass system, and it's just there to play the Game Pass, and the games are cheap because they're not worth it. And I think I've foolishly been sucked into that mentality, and I haven't really looked at the Xbox for quite a while because the games are cheap, and I just thought, well, if it ain't on the Game Pass, it ain't worth playing. So I go to, as you know, I go to CEX at least once a week, 2 times a week, sometimes every day of the week. So I popped and had a look at the Xbox One section, which I haven't done for quite a while. And I'm looking through it, and there's some games there that I've never ever seen before. And I started picking them up, and I thought, these look half decent. And they're right, the price of them, really cheap games. There's some cheap games. So I started looking through, and I thought, I can just get some of these, and I can. Why have I not paid these games any attention? And it's because I've been, just up the garden path of there's nothing on the Xbox One worth playing that isn't on the Game Pass. So I have decided to do something completely different, and I have made my own Game Pass. Got rid of the other one and I've made my own. Now, I know what you're thinking straight away. What do you mean you've made your own Game Pass? Basically, you've just gone out and bought some Xbox One games you want. Not quite. So I thought, what is it that makes a Game Pass? Well, you don't know what's going to be uploaded. You don't get to pick what's uploaded. You don't know what type of genre is going on there. And you just sort of roll the dice, and you sort of have to go in and try these games and hopefully find one you like, and probably try a few that you don't like. And that's really what the Game Pass is, this sort of roulette of games that they give you, and you can sort of discover ones you like or waste time on ones you don't. So I thought, well, how can I replicate that? And while I'm in CEX, I just started looking at the front covers. I did it old school, like 1990 style. I looked at the old covers and read the back and had a little look at descriptions. And I brought a few home and I started playing it. And some of them I really enjoyed, really enjoyed. And some of them were a complete waste of time and a complete miss, just like the Game Pass. So what I'm going to do here with you right now is show you my Game Pass. So what we have to do, let's take some money off the voucher, because we have spent some voucher credit on these. There is 20 games here for the Xbox One, and we spent £80.50. So let's take 80.50 away from the voucher total. Quite a spend, but that works out just barely over £4 a game for 20 Xbox One games. So like I say, all of these games were purchased without looking at any form of reviews. I've just walked in, took a look at the box art, took a look at like publishers. I've started looking at publishers. Turns out there's like some publishers I really enjoy as well. Their games are great. Looking at the box art and doing this old school, and it's been really fun. It has been really, really fun. But the difference is as well, for the collectors of you out there, Game Pass, you don't own anything. You just have a subscription. I spent £80 for 20 games, and I have a physical collection of some games that are quite random, to be honest with you. So you sort of get that collection kick off it as well. And let's face it, some of these games, you're not going to find it hard to find Red Dead Redemption 2 in 20 years' time on the Xbox One. But I think some of these, you may struggle to find a physical copy of. So you're sort of getting ahead of the game on collecting as well, which I sort of like as a sort of little side bonus. But let me show you the games that I now have in my own Xbox Game Pass. So first one, £6, Power Rangers. I have already played the hell out of this game right up to the end. It's decent. It's a beat 'em up. Obviously I watched Power Rangers when, you know, mid-90s when everyone else did. It's got all of those. It's got some of the newer ones. It's a good fighting game. You can sort of do little team battles. The campaign's very quick. Online I didn't have a go at, to be honest with you, because I get absolutely destroyed in online fighting games. But Power Rangers Battle for the Grid Super Edition, fantastic game, £6. This one came with all the DLC as well. It took ages to download. There's so many different DLC characters. Ryu and Chun-Li are in it as well, which was a nice little bonus. But fantastic little fighter, great little bit of nostalgia as well, playing as the Red Ranger and the Pink Ranger, and Tommy's in there, and all the ones that you know and love. But yeah, Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. Never knew this was out there. Never knew. I played the sort of beat 'em up game that they released a couple years ago, but I didn't know that they'd released a straight up fighting game. So yeah, Battle for the Grid, that got on there. This is another one which I absolutely love. So Immortal Realm Vampire Wars, £2.50. So turns out Calypso is a developer that I absolutely love. I've got loads of their games here, and from now on I'm going to keep an eye out for the games they release. They sort of do these strategy games which I'm really into. It's a turn-based army strategy game. Basically you build your army and you take over the lands. Very, very straightforward, but you're different vampire army. So you sort of got like the underworld vampires, you've got sort of the Twilight vampires, and then you got like the Nosferatu, and you got these different campaigns. Really good, great twist on that sort of strategy game. £2.50. I have spent hours playing this. £2.50 is an absolute bargain, and I'm really glad to have that one sitting on the shelf in the collection. Don't see that very often. Absolutely highly suggest you have a go on Immortal Realms if you're into that sort of game. This then, complete dud. Absolutely so disappointing. Karmageddon. I saw that sitting there, read the title Karmageddon. I thought, oh yes, awesome. I didn't know they made a new one of them. Picked that up straight away. Didn't need to read the back. Oh, this game is awful. This is a waste of £3, just like the Game Pass. If I'd have read the reviews beforehand, I'd have never picked this up. But it's just awful. It's just, I played it for like half hour and never got past the first level. I couldn't figure out what I was supposed to do. The graphics aren't good. The controls aren't good. It's just a boring game. So that's an absolute can't suggest to anyone picking that one up, even if you're a fan of the older ones. This one's a little odd. So again, I just saw Contra, picked it up, looked at the back. You look at the back, it doesn't give anything away, but I know what Contra is. I was expecting a 2D platformer. It's like a top-down sort of twin-stick shooter. It's not the best, but it's not as bad as some of the reviews give it online. It's bare bones. There's not a great deal to it. There's a slight RPG elements in there. I've played it for about 2 hours, and by that point I was like, I don't know if I want to put any more time into this one. But it was only £4. Yeah, I wouldn't have picked it up at all. Again, if I'd have seen the reviews before, it never would have been on my radar. I picked it up just because it said Contra on it. But it's not absolutely terrible or as bad as people would make out. But if you are thinking this is an old school 2D side-scrolling Contra game, it most certainly is not. So I'm on the, I won't suggest picking it up, but it's not bad for a quick playthrough, or as bad as people are saying. This one, WWE Battlegrounds, picked this up for £3. Again, this got absolutely slammed in the reviews. Wouldn't have picked it up, but again, I don't think this is as bad. This is sort of like, you know, the All-Stars games that they release, those complete over-the-top versions. It's like that. It's got a lot of microtransactions in it. There's a lot of stuff behind paywalls, which I think was the main complaint, and that's completely justified. But For £3, I put a good couple hours into this, had a load of fun with it. The campaigns mode isn't too bad. You sort of do that thing where you take a fake wrestler and sort of work through the real roster of wrestlers. But it's got most of the people you want in there. You can unlock the other characters with just a little tiny bit of grinding through the campaign, but it's not that bad. I could understand why if you paid full price for it on the time of release, you won't be happy. But for £3, yeah, I am going to go and finish the campaign because it is fun. I got about a third of the way through and then moved on to something else. But Battlegrounds, not too bad, especially for £3. This one I'm really chuffed with. I didn't know this existed. Alex Kidd, the Miracle World DX, £5. This is hard as hell. I have played this for about 2 hours and I've got past the first level twice, died quite quickly on the second. It's got a little keyring in there as well, and the disc is like the old Master System. This one heavily recommend. I think £5 for that is an absolute bargain. You can sort of switch between the old Master System graphics and the new graphics on it. It's really great to play, really fun. It's a beautiful game to play. Hard as hell, but absolutely, I heavily recommend that. £5 is fantastic, and I never would have been looking for that if I hadn't just seen it sitting on the shelf. As soon as I saw that, I thought, well, I'm picking that up. But again, I've not heard anyone mention Alex the Kid. Maybe it's just me, but I never knew that existed. So really chuffed with that one. I played all these ones, by the way. Some of the ones I haven't played just yet are a little further down. Surviving the Aftermath, £4. So this is another game. This is made by Paradox, which is another developer I like, it turns out. They make quite a few games that again, those sort of strategy world builder ones. It's really good. So this is different. It's an apocalypse, but there's no zombies and things. Well, there isn't up to what I've played so far. You're sort of building a colony. You send people out to explore different parts of the land just outside your area. You need to build tents. You need to feed them, find resources. You know the type. But Surviving the Aftermath, it's very similar. I think there's one called Surviving Mars, which is a similar game, but loads of fun on that for £4. I've put a good few hours into this. It was one of those ones where I sort of messed up to begin with until I learned how to play the game properly, and I need to go back. I think I'll start again now that I know the mechanics. I'll do a much better job of it. But Surviving the Aftermath, again, another game I wouldn't have picked up. This one, I weren't expecting this one. This is odd. So Project Highrise, £3. Again, I picked it up just because it was made by Calypso, which again, turns out I like. I put way too much time into this game. Hours, 12, maybe 12 plus hours. So this is going to sound awful, but you build a skyscraper basically, and you can have offices, shopping malls, or hotels, and you build it up, and you've got to manage it, make space, maintain the building, get rent, and build things up. So again, it's like a management system game. Sounds boring. Addictive as hell. It's so addictive. I think I got like 30 floors up. You can build for hundreds of floors. I got way engrossed in this. £3. Oh, I've definitely got my £3 worth of enjoyment out of this one. I actually think this is actually on the Game Pass, to be honest with you. So if you do have the Game Pass, I can suggest having a go on this one. This is one that escaped me on there, but £3 to have it actually physically in my collection. Fantastic. I was not expecting to enjoy that one as much as it is. I was up till 2 o'clock one night playing that because I lost track of time. That doesn't happen too often these days, but Project Highrise is fantastic. This is another one. So 9 Monkeys of Shaolin, £5. It's a side-scrolling beat 'em up. I've completed this straight through. Very short game. Took me about 2 sittings to get it done, but don't get me wrong, it's a good game. You're basically a monk, and your village has been taken over, and it's a side-scroller. Yeah, if you're into Streets of Rage, that sort of thing, you'll enjoy this. You can improve your weaponry, increase your guys' strength, agility, all that sort of stuff. But this one, it was just the front cover for me that got this. Not too much going on the back because I think it's French. But yeah, the front cover intrigued me. So I picked that one up. I can suggest playing that one. Not the greatest by any stretch of the imagination, but for £5, you will get £5 of enjoyment out of that. And it's not a very common game. This one, Samurai Showdown. Didn't know this existed either. I've played through this. I've done the campaign, or the arcade, whatever you want to say. I'm sure most people know what Samurai Showdown is. It's a fighting game. Lovely graphics, very easy to pick up and play. They've all got swords of some description. They just slash the living hell out of each other. £4. A nice one to pick up. I didn't know they'd remade it. This one comes with all the DLC as well. Really glad to have picked that one up. I probably won't play it again, to be honest with you, because I think I've played as much as I'm going to with it, but it's a nice one to have in the collection. SNK games tend to hold a bit of value. Oh, this was disappointing. I got excited. Look at that front cover. Rogue Stormers, £3. I looked at that front cover and I thought that's got to be good. Online and couch co-op, run and gun gameplay. Ticked all the boxes for me. Not that great. Really not that great. I don't like the controls to it. I struggle. I played this for about an hour and I started to get quite frustrated and fed up with it. I might give it another go. But yeah, just the controls weren't very responsive and the camera was awkward to deal with. The controls in general needed to be remapped, in my opinion. But yeah, not great. And again, the reviews for this one are probably justified with people saying it's not great, but I didn't I didn't look at the reviews for any of this. This is the whole point of it. So this is the last one I've played so far. These ones I need to get to, which is great because I'm buying games that I'm playing, which is fantastic. That means quite a bit to me, to be honest. £4 for this one. The Strange Brigade. Now, I'm one of these people that likes Egypt. This is based in like the 1920s, 1930s Egypt, you know, Tutankhamun, Carter, that sort of thing. It's a third-person shooter, 1 to 4 players on a campaign. Quite a lot of people give this some stick online. They say it's not very good. I'm quite enjoying this. I've done the first, I played this for about 45 minutes. The levels were quite long. Took me a little while to get used to, but I think this is great. If you're into Egypt, you're going to absolutely love this one. There's something about it. The commentator on the top of it is really funny from what I've seen so far. The controls are good, yeah. I think the problem with this one is it's different to what most things are. I think people's expectations were just way too high for this and it couldn't live up to it. So yeah, Strange Brigade for £4. I can suggest giving that a go. It's really, I enjoyed it. I'm enjoying it at this moment in time. So these ones are games that I haven't played just yet. So these are the ones I've got to come to. So I have no idea how they actually play. I can just tell you why I've picked them up. So Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Well, it was £2. I played Deus Ex on the Xbox 360. Really enjoyed that one. Is it Jepson? Adam Jensen. I really enjoyed playing these. Well, the first one that I've played. So for £2, I picked it up. I thought it can't be that bad because these are usually pretty decent games. They're sort of in the futuristic augmentation. Yeah, 2029, that's not too far in the future anymore, is it? So I picked that up for £2. I'm looking forward to playing that one. Crackdown 3. £1.50. Now this is on the Game Pass, and I think the crack with this one is it goes onto the Game Pass straight away, so therefore the physical copy is worth nothing because everyone has a Game Pass. Fine, but £1.50. £1.50 is £1.50, and it's quite there's a lot of time and development and money that goes into these Crackdown games. So for £1.50, I'll add a physical copy to the collection and I'll have it a go. So Crackdown 3, £1.50. Thought, why not? What can it hurt? So this is one of those ones I haven't played, but the back intrigued me. So this is The Occupation. The Occupation is a first-person, fixed-time investigative thriller set in northwest England in 24th of October 1987. You don't hear that as a description of a game very often. I was born in 1987. I'm from England. That piqued my interest. It seems to be a sort of, you're a journalist doing some investigation. Yeah, the back looks really eerie. So it was £5. Again, a game I've never seen before, but that cover as well has got that sort of, I don't know, that sort of horror thriller look to it. So I thought, you know what, for a £5, why not? I haven't played it yet. I think it's subconsciously I'm saving that one. I've got high expectations for it. I haven't looked at any of the reviews at all. This is literally just I've read the back and I thought, wow, I'll have a go at that. 1987 England. Let's have a crack. This one, £6. Gungrave Gore. Now I know what Gungrave is. I've played it on the PS2. I didn't know there was an Xbox One version, and it was £6. Third-person shooter. I'm sure most of you know what Gungrave is. I'm just looking forward to having a little go on this. I haven't played a game like Gungrave for a very long time, and the graphics look really, really nice on the back. Death Ronin Grave Skin. Seems to have a bit of DLC with this one as well. Day 1 edition. So yeah, Gungrave Gore, Gore. Looking forward to playing that one. I didn't know this came out. I saw that sitting there and I thought, well, I'm willing to bet an Xbox One sort of more modern version of Gungrave could be a good time. So I picked that one up. This one I'm excited for as well. So this is another Calypso game. Shadow Tactics, one of the most punishing and clever top-down stealth games ever. I don't know why, but that really appealed to me. So it seems to be a Japanese history tactical game. Control up to 5 total different characters with new skills. Hardcore strategy fans will love it. Well, go on then, let's have a crack. Again, I haven't looked at any of the reviews for it. I'm purposefully not looking at reviews because I want to judge these for myself just like you would a Game Pass. So yeah, Shadow Tactics, Blade of the Shogun. Really looking forward to that. £3.50. £3.50. I've never seen that anywhere. That looks like a good game to have in the collection. This is another one I'm completely intrigued. This is the game I saw first and thought, what is that? That sort of made my mind think I should be looking at the Xbox One. Black Sad, Under the Skin. Look at that front cover. Isn't that's just so intriguing, isn't it? £5. I don't know too much about it, to be honest, other than the case. Investigate New York in the 1950s. Embody John Blacksad. I don't know anything about it. I'm going to have to stick some footage of the gameplay up around me now while I talk this one, because I really don't know anything about it. It may be a click adventure game. It gives nothing away on the back. I bought this solely because of the front cover, and it was a £5. So I'm hoping the game's as good as the front cover. So I'm looking forward to that one. Don't know what to expect, but I'm excited on it. Second to last one now, Port Royal 4. So another Calypso game. I've just decided I'm picking up any Calypso game that I see now. I played Port Royal 3, really enjoyed it. Didn't know there was a 4 again because I haven't been keeping an eye on it. So I picked this one up. It's a pirate simulator, basically. You're in the Caribbean, you do trading, you do piracy, you take control of a ship, you build your resource, you expand your convoy of ships, you can take control of ports and things like that. So it's again a sort of strategy game. I've really enjoyed Port Royal 3, so I'm assuming Port Royal 4 is just more of that good stuff, more of the same. It's the extended edition as well, £6. £6 is absolute bargain. And looking at the back, the graphics seem to have had quite an increase from Port Royal 3 as well. So looking forward to it. I think I'm saving that one subconsciously as well. And the last one, I picked this up because the description on the back is fantastic. It's XCOM with cocaine. All right, yeah, fine. I'll take XCOM with cocaine. Why not? So, Narcos Rise of the Cartel. Yeah, it's a series. I haven't seen Narcos, the series. I picked it up because, A, of that description, and it seems to be a turn-based tactical game based on the hit Netflix TV series. Well, turn-based tactical games is what I'm all about. I'm sure you're figuring that out. The back looks quite decent as well. So, yeah, Narcos Rise of the Cartels. I'm looking forward to this one as well. This one looks quite good. If it is anything like XCOM, fantastic. If it's got cocaine in it, bonus, I suppose. So yeah, Narcos Rise of the Cartels, picking that up. So that is what I've done. I have 20 games here, some of which I've played to completion, some of which I've had a little play on and decided that was a waste of voucher, some I've had a little go on and I want to go back to, some I'm yet to enjoy. But I think this is going to be my approach with the Xbox One going forward. I'm not going to start paying this $12.99 subscription fee because I'm not using it. I'm not adding to the collection, which is part of my mentality. I quite enjoy going into CEX and sort of picking them off the shelf, just the way you would pick off the screen when you're playing your Xbox One on the Game Pass. And I think it's a good. Some of these games I've just shown you, I'm willing to bet a lot of you may not have seen or even known that they're out there. So these are the sort of games that get ahead of the game when it comes to collecting. Get the games now while they're £3-4, stick them in your collection, enjoy them, find something new you might enjoy and build your collection at the same time. The Xbox One doesn't just have to be this Game Pass system and you're limited to playing whatever's on the Game Pass. Granted, some of these are on the Game Pass, but I've now got a physical collection for them. I paid £80 for these. I don't know what $12.99 times 12 months is, but you know, it's over 120 quid. I'm not very good at math, but it's less money than what I've spent for these physical ones. And all of these I've sort of hand selected. If I don't like them, that's my fault. If I do like them, I've got a physical copy and I'm growing my collection at the same time and experiencing new things, which is fantastic. So that's my approach on the Xbox One. I'm not saying that that's best for everyone, and don't get me wrong, the Xbox One Game Pass is a fantastic service, and in my eyes, it beats the PS4 because of the Game Pass. The Game Pass is a fantastic service for some, especially casual gamers, and it sort of bumps it up past the PS4 for me. Controversial opinion, I know, but I'm entitled to one the same as you guys are. But this is I think I'm going to pick up some more Xbox One games, but I'm going to play all of these first. As you see, I'm halfway through and I want to go back and finish them, and that's what's most. Collecting's one thing, but I like to play games just as much as I do collect them. So this is my approach. Now, write in the comments what you think. Is this a waste of voucher? Is it a better way of going about it? Do you agree? Do you disagree? That's the joys with video game collecting. Everyone's got their own opinion. But thank you very, very, very much for joining me. Take care of yourselves.